are now listening to an exclusive interview with the baddest man on the airwaves, Mr. Saturday Night.
Hello.
Oh, my God. Well, a couple of things. First of all, thank you so much for giving up a big part of your Saturday night. You must have other plans. But welcome as our celebrity guest star this evening onto the program. So thank you.
Thanks for having me.
You doing all right tonight?
I'm doing pretty good. Just laying low, hanging out.
Oh, come on, laying low. Stop. It's Saturday night.
Man,
Come on.
I'm not Mr. Saturday Night like you. I used to be, though.
Yes, you did. Listen, a constant, if you do the IMDb on John Fiore, a constant string of blockbuster movies and series, fair to say, starting in 85 with Spencer for Hire?
Yeah, that was one of the first things ever in Boston before Hollywood came to Boston. This was in the prehistoric days, really. Yeah, so it's kind of started around that time.
NYPD Blue, Undercover Law, Law and Order, and then of course a premium role as Gigi on The Sopranos. As I look over your roles, do you think you were typecast?
Probably a little bit. You'd notice that, huh? Yeah.
Just a touch, right?
Well, when you're an Italian of my magnitude, what else could happen? But, I've done some other things. But, it's easy for them to want to do that.
Yeah.
Which, I've never really had a problem with it because in recent years, I get stuff that is not related to that genre. So I'm cool with all of it,
The Sopranos often praised for its tight-knit cast and groundbreaking storytelling. Do you have any memorable or unexpected kind of behind-the-scenes moments from your time on the show? I mean, I don't want you to talk out of school, but maybe you do.
Well, there's nothing too crazy. I mean, I can say that when I had to go into the casket at my at the funeral home for my death, we drank several shots of vodka that
Did you really? Swear to God.
Prior. Oh, yeah. Because I was scared to get in there. I thought it was bad karma to get into a casket. So I had anxiety about it. I had a lot of anxiety about it. But then when we had the shots, I could care less. And we got right in there. We had a lot of chuckles. And as people came to kneel and in the scene and kind of pray, I would mumble under my breath, going, "Hey, what's going on? What are you doing?" So we had a few chuckles doing that. That sticks out. There was a lot of little moments like that.
So as a character, tell us about your demise, if you will.
Well, I died on the toilet ignominiously. You like that word? It's a good one. Yeah.
And by the way, we're streaming, so you can say anything you like this evening.
I can say the F word, too?
Oh, of course, whatever you like.
Well, if it comes up, I won't hold back. But, so that's how I went out. David Chase called me to tell me, they were going to write me out in the next show. And I said, oh, no, oh, my God, wow. When, how? And then he told me how. I thought he was kidding me. I said, "Oh, come on, man! I don't want to go out like that. I want to go out with more
dignity, some class.
Yeah, more dignity, like Sonny at the toll booth, maybe in the rack with some broad, something exciting. But to die in the toilet was bad.
Well, two questions. Number one, how much heads-up time did David give you? And number two, please tell me he didn't make you hold some kind of magazine or something.
Well, he did make me hold a magazine. I think it was Perfect 10 magazine.
Oh.
Yeah, so you can see the cover of the magazine. And I had about 3 weeks notice before time he told me till it went down. About 3 weeks. So he gave me the news. I filmed a couple of different things. I filmed that scene. I don't even think I'm trying to remember if that was my absolute final moment because it shot out of sequence. I may have filmed that, being dead, and then filmed stuff after, for a couple of more weeks. And that was that.
God. So
Yeah.
I got to think you loved your time, right? I mean, it was a great cast.
Oh, it was great. It's like being on the Super Bowl team, and you think you're going to go win the title every year, and then they tell you you're not going. You're going home, kid. So that was
You're
like
Brady.
being cut from the team.
You're Brady. You're going to Tampa Bay. So
Yeah, you're getting cut. So that was that.
hey, this blows me away. I did not know this, but not Sopranos, soap opera, 5 years on the guiding light. What?
That's right. Yeah, so that was a good sleeper little run for me because a lot of people think after Sopranos or after whatever, they go, did you ever do anything after that? I said, of course I did, you idiots. I did plenty. But when you go into the soap opera world, you can disappear because a lot of people, a lot of my type of people, my age group at the time, didn't really watch the soap operas. So you were doing this work in a vacuum. Nobody really saw it. You know what I mean? Except for the grannies and the moms at home or whatever, whoever was watching it. But it was a very nice gig. And it came at a time when I needed a gig really badly. So it took me a little bit to go, oh, man, I went from The Sopranos to a soap opera. God. But that ended quickly. Then I became very appreciative of having a job.
Oh, yeah.
So it was great. It worked out nice.
Whole different audience. I did not.
Yeah.
I did not realize until I did a little research. Meet the Parents.
Yeah, I didn't do much in that. I mean, I did, but they cut out a big, nice scene I had with De Niro. All that was left of me was opening the door and delivering one, maybe two lines. I can't even remember. You know? So, but it started off as a good role when I got it.
Oh, yeah. Patriots Day, Mystic Pizza, Chappaquiddick. Oh, my God. These are legendary movies. That had to be amazing jobs, right?
They were all great jobs. Mystic Pizza was one of my first ones, one of the first jobs I ever got to do where I got to stay at a hotel for 2 weeks and get paid per diem. So that was very exciting to me. Special memories on that. That's become a modern day classic, if you will. They play it all the time. So yeah, these are great. These are great memories.
A lot of people remember The Brotherhood on Showtime.
Oh yeah, that was solid. That was a great show. That came about. Showtime was still growing up when that aired, so it never got the fanfare it really deserved. It was a great show. Had that been on HBO at that time, it probably would have blew up. Or if it was on Showtime now, or a Showtime of a few years ago, because it became so much more high profile. But it was a great gig. People loved it. It just didn't do the big numbers, but it was a fabulous show.
Yeah. So listen, I'm in my, I don't know about you, I'm not going to give you my age, but let's just say I turn my blinker on like miles before my exit, if that gives you any idea. So,
hey, I'm right behind you.
So you were on the podcast Be a Man, which I think we talked recently, and you said that's kind of on a little short hiatus.
Yeah, we're on an indefinite hiatus. We did about 150 episodes. The Be a Man guy, we don't refer to his name. He's known as Be a Man. People know Harmon. His pseudonym is Harmon. We did about 150 episodes. We're great friends. We may go back to it at some point, but right now we're on an indefinite break with it because we both got busy and we just decided to maybe go a little bit of a different direction for now ananyway. We'll see what happens.
Was that on, and forgive me for not knowing, but was that on TikTok? No.
Yeah, Be a Man. His stuff. Yeah, I was only involved with the podcast with him. We did, but he did his own bits on TikTok and Instagram and everywhere else that you can do that stuff. But as far as the podcast, that's all I did with him.
What do you make of the whole damn TikTok thing? Isn't that tomorrow?
Yeah, I have a feeling it's not going to really go away. I don't know. I think too many people make money from it, and Trump likes it, I hear. So I think they'll probably find a way. Yeah, I think they'll find a way to keep it. That's my gut feeling. I'm not really into it myself.
Oh, yeah,
I don't really look at TikTok. I could care less about it. If it goes away, it wouldn't matter to me.
I don't dance with teenage girls, so it's kind of like,
not
really so much on TikTok. Hey, here's what I found fascinating, and maybe it's just me. So I researched you, and I saw you listed on a comedy night. Now, would that have been you sort of talking about Sopranos, or are you actually doing comedy?
No, I really don't do comedy. I mean, I'm capable of doing some of it, I guess, but I don't really do stand-up comedy. I guess my funny moments would come out and just telling funny stories and saying crazy stuff when I do those kind of appearances. I don't do too many of those, but they do come up. And, we cut it up pretty good. I'm usually with my good buddy Frank Santarelli, who played Georgie the bartender.
Is he the hypnotist guy? Or am I thinking
No, that's another guy, yeah.
Okay, sorry. Okay.
Yes, Frank is a legit great stand-up comic, so when I'm with him, he carries the load pretty much, and I just chime in.
So here's the deal. Like, most of us will never, ever be able to experience, like you, to be inside a legitimate professional actor's head. So we'll never, ever be able to experience that. Or, Do you ever input your character's lines? You know what? I wrote this question. This is so stupid. I don't even understand what I wrote. Let me back up here. Of all the projects, God, were there any traditions or rituals that the cast that made the experience unique? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's such a well thought out, well phrased question. I don't really have an answer to that.
No, that's all right.
I'd have to say, yeah, there's no real rituals or anything that stands out cast wise. For myself, you mean like for line memorization or how I prepare or whatever? Some of it, sometimes the lines just come to you real quick. You feel like you didn't prepare a lot and it works out great. Sometimes you prepare a lot and it doesn't come out great.
Sure.
So it's kind of just finding that sweet spot in the middle, whatever works for you. Sometimes something works one time and it doesn't work the next time. So you just got to be adaptable to it. Basically, to know your lines. I like to listen to them like a song, just listen to them over and over again on tape or record on my phone. And you get to know it just as you know an old song that comes on the radio. You know all the words, and it becomes second nature to you. So that's kind of the only thing I really do.
How often, how far in advance do they give you the lines, the script? Like a week?
Well, every show is different. I mean, sometimes it's a week, sometimes it's several weeks, sometimes it's that day, sometimes there's changes made. And they go, here you go. Like on the soap, you would get on a Monday, if you are in a heavy storyline like I was, I would get 5 scripts for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And I would memorize. Yeah, you'd be overwhelmed. When I first started, I went, oh, no. I don't think I could really do this. I think I've destroyed too many brain cells. But you get in the groove of it, So you memorize Mondays. You finish work. You don't go home and go to bed and go, I'm all done. You got to pick up the script for Tuesday. Yeah. You come home Tuesday. This is if you're in the story heavy. Then you come home Tuesday. You get it ready for Wednesday and so forth. So, but the more you do it, incredibly, it does get easier. Now that I don't do it at that level, memorization sometimes is a little more difficult because I'm not in that groove as I was then,
Oh, sure. So professional actor world, there's a whole lot at stake. But having said that, you guys like kind of goof around or any like on-set pranks or kind of lighthearted moments, or is it just strictly all business?
Well, it's both. I mean, some shows, some cast, some material lends itself to joking around and all that kind of stuff, which does take place. And sometimes if it's heavy subject matter and the director's demeanor, etc., then there's no room for that. I've been on sets that were very grim, no fun.
Which
kind of
ones?
wait in your room.
Anything you can think of? Were they series? Were they movies? Was it Sopranos?
Yeah, like the Chappaquiddick movie. It was a great role. I enjoyed it, but it wasn't what you would call fun necessarily. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
There wasn't a lot of chuckles. There wasn't a lot of camaraderie that I was with. Not that the people weren't nice. They were. but it just wasn't that atmosphere at that time on
Wasn't
that
that kind
set.
of vibe.
Yeah, that vibe wasn't there. Other times it is there. If it's a comedy, it's surely there. You know, different personalities, actors. They can be a lot of fun. Some got to stick up their ass.
Right. So I maybe a week ago I did a quick interview with your friend Vito Joe from The Sopranos.
My buddy.
Yeah. You guys still hang out, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, he lives in New York. I live in New Hampshire now, so we see each other, not as much as we used to, of course. We talk. We keep in touch. He's one of the ones I've really kept in touch with. We did a lot of appearances early on together.
Yeah.
And had a lot of good memories, and lots of chuckles and mischief over the years.
Gonna stop you there. You said you live in New Hampshire. Where?
I live in Amherst, New Hampshire now.
Oh God! So this show is from a studio in Windham, New Hampshire. So we could probably like maybe meet at Encore. What time is it? We could probably meet for drinks
That's
about
right.
8:30. So God, I didn't realize you lived there. That's great.
Yeah. So you're near the highway. Nice. Boom. Amherst, you got to meander for about a half hour to get to the highway. That's what kills it.
There's no east-west. There really is. It's like north-south. But I will tell you, and you probably know this way better than I do, but I think Joe is going to be doing maybe like a liquor store thing with, God, what is it, Rocca Vodka, maybe?
Yeah.
Feb
He's been
or
doing
something.
that, yeah.
And so you guys will be able to catch up, right?
Yeah, I think I'm going to see him the next time he's here. So
Okay.
I'm looking forward to that.
Some of the scenes in Sopranos are for the fans, the diehard fans have become iconic. Was there a particular scene that where you didn't realize it was going to have such a lasting impact that maybe like after it was recorded, after it aired, fans brought it up and you're like, oh God, I didn't realize that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. I mean, I know there's a lot of moments like that, so I'm just going to speak for myself, from my stuff. Like when I shot Patsy Parisi for talking trash about Tony's mother. That's a fan favorite. They talked to me about when we were joking about how fat Jeannie Sack is in the back room of the Bada Bang. That has resonated some, it seems. So, and then there's other scenes I wasn't involved with. Because they isolate things, as you know, down to little clips on Instagram and so forth. So you see these clips over and over again. And you see the ones that have made an impact on fans because multiple people post these clips. And multiple people go, oh, he's posting the same clip that guy posted. So just to prove how great the scene was, it's getting a lot of play. So there's so many. I mean, when I watch Sopranos, I don't really watch it from beginning to end. I just, whatever I stumble upon on Instagram or whatever, I'll watch the scenes like that. Boom, 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 boom,
Joe, I know Joe had mentioned, he's like, honest to God, I really don't watch it much, So,
No.
So I don't know. So
yeah, there's enough of it. Like I say, you go on Instagram Reels. If you follow just as a follower, you join those groups or whatever. You join a Soprano group. There's got to be 100 of them, maybe more.
Yeah.
And you turn on your thing, and you'll just see an endless. I'm talking multiple per day, every day. People posting different
Honest to God.
scenes. Yeah.
And how many years have been off the air now?
Oh, over 20 now.
Oh, stop.
Yeah.
No, it isn't.
25, maybe.
Oh,
25
God.
years. Well, yeah, I think it started maybe, about 25, 26 years ago. It's been off maybe 20 years plus. So, yeah.
Do you, you're out doing your life. You're in Amherst. You're in Boston. You're bouncing around. People recognize you?
Yeah, I mean, it's not overwhelming by any means. Sometimes I do. Sometimes, I go, really most days without. Sometimes people look at you and you go,
yeah, I know him.
Yeah, so you say to yourself, that person knows, but they don't say anything. You know what I mean?
Really?
That happens. Yeah, you can sense it because after a while, you sort of get used to it. You sort of understand it because you've experienced it. So that happens sometimes. And then, but most of the time, people don't recognize,
Oh, no kidding. Do you have
Yeah,
any?
I'm older. I get the hat on. I get the beard sometimes.
And by the way,
I look like a lunatic.
no, you don't. I love, and forgive me, I don't recall. I want to say Instagram is the platform. Oh my God, I love your posts. You're on the beach.
Oh, yeah.
No,
Oh,
seriously.
yeah, the beach.
Oh
Yeah,
my
yeah.
God! And where is that, by the way? Or is it?
That's
it's
in
not
York,
like Hampton,
Maine.
is it? Oh, York.
Well, yeah, right down the street from Hampton. Yeah, I got
Okay.
a place up in York, and I try to go up there as much as possible. That's what I like to do. If I could do that every day of my life, that's what I would do.
Well, I mean, if you have a place
Yeah.
up there, why aren't you there? Come on, let's
Yeah.
go.
Well, yeah, you're right. I'm gonna go there tomorrow. Actually,
Are you really fantastic?
I may do a video on the beach, even though there's nobody on it.
I love and I don't know how recent it was, but I loved the post you made, the video you did about God, what was it? A audition, right? Does that sound familiar? Not that long
Vaguely.
ago, you went on an audition. No, didn't sound familiar. Maybe it was an older one. I don't know.
It could have been an older one. I may have made one. I can't think of one offhand
Okay.
that I did like that, but it's very possible I did do one in the past. I just can't think about it right now.
Any particular new film series or projects coming up?
Well, I got a couple that are in the works. I don't like to say much because you never know what's going to happen. I did
Don't wanna
complete a
jinx it.
film called, completed a film called The Roaring Game that will be out probably next January near the Winter Olympics.
Oh, sure.
And it's a comedy centering on the sport of curling, believe it or not. That's
No.
going to be great. Yeah, it's very clever, very funny. Written and directed by my good friend and talented Tommy DiNucci out of Rhode Island.
Oh, sure.
And it's going to be great. It's going to be really good. It's got a super cast. We're all very excited by it, so we're looking forward to that coming out.
How do other than obviously doing their due diligence, looking you up on IMDb, etc. How do people connect? And by the way, do you like hanging out with fans? I mean, are you cool with people sending you messages, stuff like that?
Oh yeah, I get a lot of. I mean, a lot of us get messages now, like directly in the inbox on social media, really from all over the world. This day and age. I mean, hi, I'm so and so from Germany or Australia. I watch the show, whatever. I interact a little bit, and I'm from Somerville. I'm a regular guy. I hang around people. I'm a city guy, so it's all comfortable. I haven't run into any lunatics. Put it that way. It's all pretty cool.
All right, so let's jump off track here a little bit. Somerville Square, downtown Somerville Square, whatever. What is your favorite barbecue place? There's really only one as far as I knew, but I used to go there all the time. It's kind of back down an alley. It was like a one-way street. It was kind of hard to park.
What's the name of it? I remember.
I say Red Bones. That's probably wrong, but
that sounds right.
Does it?
Yeah, that was. I think that was in Teal Square. Somerville has
That
multiple
sounds really
squares.
familiar.
Yeah,
Really
it could have been
does.
there. Somerville has multiple squares: Union Square, Teal Square, Davis Square, Ball Square, Magoon Square. So there was really no center. So growing up in
Sure.
Somerville, we would hang around in different parts, go see friends in Davis Square, go see friends in Union Square, go here, go there. We kind of bopped all over that city when we were young bucks,
Yeah, so past life, I used to work there. I was in and out of Somerville quite a bit. And I discovered this place for haircuts. Now, the place, I'll say it was Latino. I could be wrong. No, it was definitely Latino. So I thought, boy, so we have twin, I don't know what they had been at the time, 7, 8 years old. And I'm like, you know what? We're gonna go to Somerville, and you're gonna get a haircut. I mean, this is the kind of deal where you sit down and you're there for like 45 minutes or an hour. It was like legit. And so here's what I remember about it. My son Noah sits down, and the guy's speaking Spanish, and I not conversational, but maybe enough to get by. And he said something. I thought he said, "How much do you want us to take off?" And I said, "Paquito." I'm thinking a little, but apparently he kind of meant, yeah, I think it really meant, like, how much do you want to leave? And I remember looking in the mirror, and the guy literally took this buzzer on, and to see my son's face in the mirror, he was horrified, you know. Anyway.
I know. It's terrible.
love Somerville. I cannot thank you enough on a Saturday night from Amherst. What, you got any plans tonight or what?
No.
No?
After this, I'm probably going to... Tonight, I'm laying low.
All right.
I did just come back from seeing the Bob Dylan movie.
Tell me about that. I've heard, like...
I thought it was great. I mean, that's my era. That's my bag, you know. The vibe, the music, the times. I thought I'd give it a solid A. I really liked it a lot.
No kidding. You know, I've heard one other person say the exact same thing. I personally have not seen it yet. But I cannot wait.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I don't see too many movies. A lot of things don't appeal to me. I have a tough attention span nowadays, like a lot of people.
Oh, yeah.
But that one, I liked it. I recommend it.